That's kind of what we're looking at today as we go forward throughout the day. Cindy still, again, 60-mile-per-hour tropical storm, very much what we saw last night when Kari brought you that update, and we'll continue seeing updates here as the morning goes on. There's the location of it, really kind of due south of Morgan City, Louisiana here. That's where it is. The heavy band of rain trying to wrap around it, but most of the rain not in the center. Again, there's a lot of dry air and wind shear off to the west of it, and some of that dry air starting to sneak in our area, which is good news. That may help to break up the rain just a little bit. Still going to be heavy rain today, but not necessarily as bad as we saw across the area last night. As these bands, you can see it kind of streaming on in, and some of these other ones here kind of working their way to parts of Alabama and Mississippi. They're also dealing with some pretty rough weather too. Winds are at 60 miles per hour. The system is moving off to the northwest at around 8, and the pressure 997 millibars at this time. The forecast does take it here around 1 a.m. just off the coastline here, so right about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, probably working its way on in between Beaumont area and Sabine Pass near the Lake Charles area tomorrow. So that's where the center of circulation is. Of course, that doesn't mean anything to us because we have all the heavy rain over there. Not a lot of rain expected there. They're going to get some rain ahead of it, but once it moves inland, the system works its way through Arkansas back toward Nashville area, and then we're still going to see some of the streamer showers coming on in, even though it's going to be absorbed into a cold front up north. Now, we do have tropical storm warnings in effect here for southeast Louisiana, including inland areas as well too, city of New Orleans as well, because that wind field expanded so much yesterday. It does include much of southeast Louisiana now, and that's why we could see tropical storm conditions across our area here in the city as well as back toward the coastal areas, even on into Baton Rouge. This is 5:30 this morning. Wind field still pretty big here by 5 o'clock this evening, but overnight the wind field kind of shrinks up a little bit as the system makes landfall there, and we see from Baton Rouge over toward Lake Charles and Alexandria, they have more of the tropical storm winds versus our area, just some breezy conditions expected here. There is a threat for some severe weather today. We are in a slight risk. That's because of Cindy, of course, mainly for tropical tornadoes could develop. Water spouts could be forming and working their way onshore. Maybe some of those brief tornadoes we see with the landfalling tropical system, along with that damaging wind threat. And a tornado watch is in effect for 10 o'clock this morning for the Mississippi coast all the way here to much of southeast Louisiana. It does not include Washington or Parish or Pearl River County, Mississippi. Nonetheless, though, we still have to deal with the threat for maybe some of these storms producing, again, some possible tropical tornadoes. And that threat will increase, actually, as the morning goes on. And some of these bands we have to watch as they come on shore here that could produce maybe the threat for a few tornadoes. And more heavy rain continues from Mobile back to Biloxi, Gulfport area, Bay St. Louis, and their storms continue to be fairly intense in those areas as well, especially this one here coming out of Hancock into Harrison County there. So watching that one pretty closely as well too, with some gusty winds and along with some heavy rain. Also heavy rain continuing here for the Raceland area back to Lockport, Des Allemands, as that batch of rain comes in toward the Chack Bay area and Thibodaux will produce some gusty winds with this one on top of the heavy downpours. Luling area getting a little bit of some showers too. Not a lot of rain downtown. A few light showers from the Lakeview area, Mid-City, back over toward Metairie, Jefferson, Willowdale, back into Kenner River Ridge area, and Harahan getting a little bit of some rain for you guys. Across the lake, some gusty winds, of course, and then some showers, Mandeville, Covington area, back to Pearl River and Slidell. Heavy rain continues to fall for you as these bands continue to come on shore here, but notice it's more scattered in nature. Now, this band is one of the bigger ones we've seen, and the thing is it continues to work its way over the same area for an extended period of time, can produce a lot of heavy rain over the area. So we're going to watch this one continue to drift its way towards Jean Lafitte area, and this one has a few thunderstorms tied in with, you can see there, not too far from the Lafitte area. But we'll watch this one, see how far inland it goes. Could impact us here in the city. But as mentioned, we have all this drier air coming on in, and that is actually going to help to maybe not give us as much rain, still going to give us some heavy rain, but it does sneak in here with that deep tropical moisture in place that may limit the, instead of widespread rain, more scattered rain as we head on into the afternoon hours today. And then for tonight, maybe see a little bit breaks, but still any rain that does fall will be very heavy with some gusty winds. That continues tomorrow morning as Cindy makes landfall to our west. We'll still see some of the rain coming on in and going on into lunchtime on Thursday, and then continuing to 4 o'clock on Thursday before the rain does taper off a little bit more Thursday night on into Friday morning. So with that in mind, still could see around rain totals 4 to 8 inches with that flash flood watch in effect. Storm tides running around 2 to 4 feet above normal, and sustained winds 20 to 30, gusting about 40 to 60 miles per hour across the area. Additional rainfall totals, you can see, depending where you are, 2 to 4 inches, maybe even more across the area as well too. So that's why we continue that flash flood watch, at least the Weather Service does, again, for all of us here as we go forward. Right now, though, not too bad outside, 75 degrees out there. It's very muggy. Winds are northeast at 20 here in New Orleans, gusty gusting around 28 miles per hour. And you can see here again, gusting to 35 at Lakefront airports. It's still very breezy in places around the region. And as we go hour by hour, the winds will continue to stay high, around 20 to 25 or so sustained, with their scattered storms continuing through the afternoon hours. More heavy rain and wind tomorrow, more scattered storms, we'll call it, on Friday. And then for the weekend, staying hot and humid with those daily afternoon thunderstorms. Angie?